Hey guys, RULivingYou here. Adam and is my name. So I realized I need to make a video to explain how basically the gig section kind of has changed my life kind of a little bit. I don't know, that might be an overly strong way of putting it. But essentially my last job on a payroll, which was building snowshoes, which almost drove me completely nuts. That was to get the van that I got in early December 2002 Ford E350. Um, that was like a 8-week job, and they didn't need me anymore because we were done building the product for the season. But before that, my last like real job that I was gonna try and go, a year or two, 3 years, whatever, was in a warehouse, a cell phone recycler, electronics recycler in Boulder, Colorado. That was 2000, late 2015 into after the new year. I got a bonus, which was pretty cool because I'd only been there like 2 weeks. And paid vacation over Christmas and New Year's. And then they lost the contract with Apple to get all their like returns and defective products, to recycle all those products, which they can, the parts, the chips, or resell, refurbished. It was like a huge multi-million-dollar contract to get all of Apple's scrap, essentially. But they lost that contract, and then they laid me off within 2.5 months of getting the job. And that's when I decided. I had done a few moving gigs, a couple gigs here and there, whatever, up to that point. But I decided that instead of getting a new job, I was just going to do, find work on the gig section. And I'll wholeheartedly admit it. At first, it was difficult, and it's funny because I just looked at the the timer and it said 2:29, and I'm just going to go on a little bit of a tangent for a second. 29 is a number that keeps coming up in my life when I'm making significant decisions or recognitions or having moments of clarity, or essentially it started popping up. It was my employee number at the snowshoe company. The guy before me was 28. I was 29. April 29th is my birthday. I made about $2,900, give or take 100 or $200 in the job in about 8 weeks. What didn't pay very good, but managed to save the last bit of money I needed to get the van. And 29. The sale price of the van before tax was $2,900, and the odometer read 209,500. When I got it, and basically another 29. And so 29 is a number that I think is kind of just leading me down a certain path that I'm making correct choices. That's how I view continuing to see 29 or 429. But so started working the gig section, answering ads for moving. I've been doing a couple moving gigs here and there in the end of 2000 or through 2015, into 16. And then I lost the job early 2016, and I started answering ads. Wanted to do moving, but had a falling out with a guy. And so was just purely not even having any, network or connection for any job, just finding jobs every day. So it turned into landscaping and all types of other things, until I finally started like working with individuals, contractors, small business owners, and kind of filling in with them. Sometimes I was working 50 hours a week, and the money was pretty good, especially because it's cash under the table. And that's the whole point of why I'm making this video. If you don't like your job, or don't make enough money, or or want to do something different, and go on the gig section. If you live in a relatively large area, there should be enough work that you have to be refreshing it every 5 minutes. Essentially, I find the best time to find work is like early in the morning, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, and then again in the afternoon, evening. And then there's a little less people looking in the afternoon and evening. It's because it is competitive. Ads will be up typically for 10 to 20 minutes before they're filled. So you have to be refreshing it constantly. And it's not going to be easy at first, but you can make $150 in a day on Craigslist if you find a good moving job or landscaping job. I can make $30 or $40 an hour doing moving gigs, which is what I'm doing still, like 1 or 2 days a week to build out the van and get a cushion. And then my online business sustains me, essentially. Doesn't buy me extras, but will sustain me. So that's the tip, man. That's what I'm offering. If you need cash money, go on the gig section and you can make money very easily that way. I did it for 3 years. And I'm still doing it, essentially. I'm not looking that often these days, but I did do some moving gigs last week. I drove a huge Freightliner truck, 30-foot truck, moving truck down to Colorado Springs and back twice, and, did a couple loads and unloads. So, and, didn't get paid too well, and I didn't get any tips really that week, which is odd. Normally, a lot of the money in moving obviously comes from tips. Like I can get $70 tips on a 2-hour moving gig and make $40-50 an hour. It's not that unheard of. It usually would happen if I'm doing 5 gigs a week or whatever. It would happen a couple times a month. I'd make $30-40 an hour or more. Sometimes 5 days out of like 20 in a month, I would make $30 or $40 an hour, and that's significantly better than any average job that people are making, any blue collar type of work, unskilled labor. I mean, making 30 or 40 an hour is virtually unheard of unless you may be a server, like in a high end restaurant. But so that's it, guys. Just trying to give, any sort of help I can to people. And it's a really easy, awesome way to make cash money. And the benefit is the longer you do it and the more ads you respond to, you want to be careful about what you say in your response. You want to introduce yourself, give relevant experience, and say you have a good attitude, you're dependable, and have a good attitude and be dependable, and work quickly, and don't try and stretch out hours, because you'll be much more likely to get referrals and callbacks for more work. So that's it. I'm living me. Are you living you? Have a great day.